This video is on a 24 volt solar well pump. These solar panels are wired for 12 volt, but the amps up there because they're in 12 volt. So the last pump I bought like this was a 12 or 24 volt pump, and I'm hoping this one will do the same thing. So let's open it up and see what we got. We got our test barrel here. It's almost full enough to drop the pump in. We're going to put our wire on just for testing purposes. You want something way more secure than what I'm doing if you weren't just testing. The end of the wire, it's going to look like this. It's going to be marked with your positive, then your black is going to be negative. And over on my solar panel, I've got a place cut out where I can tap into the positive and negative through the housing. So we're going to use that. I'm going to need a little piece of wire, and I'm going to have to make a makeshift hose clamp, which is not going to be permanent, just for testing. Wouldn't recommend doing this on anything permanent. So this is not going to be very efficient, but since I don't have any hose clamps out here right now, I'm just going to use this wire for a hose clamp, which it will work. I've done this in the RV, and when I've gotten a pickle and I didn't have any hose clamps, it does work, but it will often leak. Let's tighten her up. There's going to be no pressure on the other end, so it shouldn't blow that off. So if you were getting serious and you're going to drop this down a well, which I have two wells over here for 12 volts, you would have your rope or whatnot, and then you would have a really nice hose clamp rigged up. But this is just for a test to show you what's going on here. Here's the pump itself. It says 24 volts. These come in 24 or 12. I'm hoping this one will work with 24 for now. I'm going to drop it in here, and I'll get the camera over here and let you see what it looks like. Okay, so there it is. We're going to go ahead and hook it into these clamps on the bottom. I've got a positive here and a negative over here, and we're going to just hook it up. This is a hot solar panel lead for 12 volts. Hopefully that's going to work. So here's your 24 volt well pump running on 12 volt. There's solar panels right here. Now I've got it wired up so I can just hook it to the bottom of this box, and then I'm going to wire, and then you've got your pump down here. Now this is a deep well pump, and it will pump I believe it's 180, 200 feet. It's on Amazon. And in case where you lose your electricity for a long period of time, or with this COVID, things shut down, you can take that pump and drop it right down one of these holes, these well holes. It'll fit right in it. And then you hook up run your solar, and then you have your fuel tanks, and then you can use another an RV pump to pressure your house system up, and you'd be completely running on solar. Now, this is moving pretty fast. I should time it to see how long it takes to empty this barrel. Let me set a timer. I'll be back. Now, this is an RV pump out of an RV. We got our suction tube, goes down in the barrel, has that net on it to keep things out of it. We got our well pump where we pumped up our water continually. We got our hose, follow our hose around. And now I know there's not a whole lot of pressure here, and that's maybe because we got a cloud cover, so the solar panels may be weak right now. It'll fluctuate and go up and down, but I have had this hooked up to my house and it was enough to take showers. We did have to use this system when our well went out and we hauled water in. We pressured our house system up with this system, with an RV pump. So I'm probably losing a lot in my jumper cables coming over from the solar panels with the jumper cables. We've got 12 volts, running a 12 volt Remco motor, and we got our suction hose with a net on it. So you can see how this would work. You can get water out of the ground with solar. I've done it. I've dropped that pump in. I've pumped my water to the top, and I've had a pump inside the barrels, a stronger pump than this within an RV pump, or you can run it on electricity or run it off solar. Not the 12 volt pump, but there are pumps top pumps you can pressure your house system up with after you get your water above ground. We don't have a whole lot of pressure here, and it may be because of this cloud cover right here. The solar panels aren't lit up too well, so we've got a lot of cloud cover. If I would hook it up to the car battery and use the solar panels, it would probably pressure up pretty good. It's trying.